Today I'm talking about Laird Cregar, who died on the 9th of December 1944 at the age of 31. This video is for Chris, who's one of the viewers of the channel. Laird Cregar was born Samuel Laird Cregar on the 28th of July 1913 in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, to Edward Cregar and Elizabeth Cregar, whose maiden name was Smith. He was the youngest of 6 sons. He loved acting and starred in amateur productions and then went on to study acting. He moved to Hollywood. His film debut was in 2 uncredited appearances as a court clerk in Granny Get Your Gun in 1940 and as a mechanic in Oh Johnny How You Can Love, also in 1940. There was a period in his life where he couldn't get work and resorted to living in the back seat of his friend's car. His big break happened when he decided to replicate English actor Robert Morley's success in the play Oscar Wilde. Robert Morley was a similar height and weight to Laird, and he thought this was the path to success. He succeeded in getting backing, and the play opened at the El Capitan Theatre in 1940. It was a huge success, and even John Barrymore praised Laird's performance, which certainly made Laird very happy. This led to Laird signing with 20th Century Fox Studios. He was cast in the 1941 movie Hudson's Bay with Paul Muni. Here's Paul. He was in Charlie's Aunt in 1941 with Jack Benny, but Laird was best known for being the villain in 4 film noir movies. In the 1941 movie I Wake Up Screaming, he appeared alongside Betty Grable, Victor Mature and another tragic star, Carol Landis. I've made a video about Carol. Here she is. Laird plays a strange detective who has an obsession with the character Carol plays in the film. In the 1942 movie This Gun for Hire, he acted with Alan Ladd and Veronica Lake. I've made a Veronica Lake video too. In the psychological thriller film The Lodger in 1943, Laird had 3rd billing, but he was actually the star of the picture because he acted the lodger. Merle Oberon and George Sanders also starred in it. Laird's imposing physique initially made it challenging for him to find roles in a Hollywood that prized conventional leading man looks. However, his talent and charisma shone through. His breakthrough came with the role of Willie, a sinister but oddly sympathetic character in The Lodger. The film, a reimagining of the Jack the Ripper story, showcased Laird's ability to imbue villainous characters with depth and vulnerability. Critics hailed his performance, and it elevated him to stardom almost overnight. It was during this time that Laird started dieting to try to lose weight because he didn't want to be typecast in villain roles and wanted to play romantic leading men. He got the villain roles because of his height and weight. In 1942, he was 6 feet 3 inches tall and 310 pounds, which is over 22 stone. His next movie was his final film. The 1944 movie, Hangover Square, was another thriller film. It was the first time he had achieved top billing. Laird had got the studio to buy the film rights to the best-selling novel by Patrick Hamilton. It was set in 1939, but the studio changed it and set it in 1903 so that they could reuse some of the sets from The Lodger. George Sanders appeared in this movie too, who would have a tragic end as well. Here he is in the film. Laird was upset about the changes the studio made and refused to do the movie. He was put on a suspension for 8 weeks without pay by studio boss Darrell F. Zanuck. Laird came around and made the film. Another thing that annoyed him was he wanted to play the musical pieces in the film, but the director wouldn't let him, and he had to mime the piano playing. He plays the role of an obsessive composer who suffers from bouts of amnesia. Laird had an uncanny ability to humanise villains, inviting the audience to understand their motivations and inner struggles. His portrayal of a man driven to madness by unrequited love and artistic ambition in the movie is widely regarded as one of his finest performances of his career. Another tragic star, Linda Darnell, was the leading lady in the movie. There were fire scenes in the film, which proved to be prophetic, as this was how she died 21 years later. You can see there is a difference in Laird's weight in The Lodger and Hangover Square. He had lost 80 pounds, which is over 5 stone, between the two movies. It was known that Laird was gay. In 1943, he was in a relationship with actor David Bacon. There are pictures of him online, but no copyright-free ones that I can use. David Bacon was born Gaspar Griswold Bacon Jr. into a wealthy and politically active family in the state of Massachusetts. He later moved to Los Angeles, California, in a bid to feed his acting aspirations, and met and married an Austrian singer named Greta Keller. She later claimed it was a marriage of convenience, otherwise known as a lavender marriage, as they were both homosexual. Filmmaker Howard Hughes, pictured here, gave David several small roles and then lent him to the Republic Pictures studio for a movie serial called The Masked Marvel in 1943. It was split into 12 chapters. It was a low-budget production and David felt it was beneath him. The people on the set thought the Bob Barton role that he played in this serial was cursed. David was the 5th actor to play it after the 4 previous actors were injured during the filming. On the 12th of September 1943, witnesses saw David driving his maroon Austin sedan erratically down Washington Boulevard in Venice, California. Here it is in 2022. He then swerved into the curb near the corner of Thatcher Avenue and hurtled into a bean field. He was only wearing a pair of blue swimming trunks and was covered in blood. A small knife wound was in his back. The blade had punctured his lung. Wayne Powell of 1022 Harrison Street ran to David. "Please help me, he pleaded before he died. Identification found in his wallet confirmed he was David Bacon and his address was 8444 Magnolia Avenue. Also, a camera was found inside the car and a small sweater which didn't belong to him. If it was a small sweater, then it didn't belong to Laird then, did it? The police developed the film in the camera and it contained one solitary photograph, that of a nude smiling David on a beach. Los Angeles police theorized it was taken that day and was probably taken by the murderer. So who killed David and why? Did he pick up a hitchhiker? Was it the strange man he had been seen with earlier in the day, who was thought to be Austrian? Did he have a secret promiscuous homosexual lifestyle his wife and his boyfriend Laird didn't know about? Was someone blackmailing him? After his death, his coded diary was found. So it's very interesting. Blakely Patterson pretended to be a friend of David's and told the police David was being blackmailed. He later admitted that he had lied because he wanted to get his photo in the newspapers in hope of getting into the movies. Charles Weil, a 23-year-old man, confessed to the crime, but police realised this was a false confession and that he did not know David. The murder case remains unsolved. Laird underwent a stomach operation because of a hernia on the 4th of December 1944 after he lost 100 pounds from his original 300 pounds or more. His weight loss was helped by taking prescribed amphetamines. He suffered a heart attack and was placed in an oxygen tent, but then he died a few days later on the 9th of December 1944 at the Good Samaritan Hospital in Los Angeles, California. He was 31 years old. His mother was at his bedside. Hangover Square was released 2 months after his death. He didn't get to see it in the cinemas and didn't get to see his name appear first, as he had achieved top billing. He'd only been in the film industry for 5 years. I Wake Up Screaming, The Lodger and Hangover Square are lovely black and white 1940s movies to watch on a rainy afternoon. You can currently see them on YouTube, so you can watch them for free. Vincent Price, who acted with Laird in the movie Hudson's Bay, gave the eulogy at his funeral. Laird was buried in Forest Lawn Memorial Park in Glendale, California. I can't get permission to use his grave photo, but if you go on to findagrave.com, you can view it there. It reads, "I am with you always." Well, that was really sad, wasn't it? Trying to diet so that he'd get leading roles. He should have just been happy being the villain. If you like this video, please like, share, subscribe, press the notification bell, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.